September arrives like a whispered prayer, carrying not only the fragrance of change, but also the quiet promise of blessings concealed within the folds of time. In the wisdom of Buddhist philosophy, we are reminded that nothing remains fixed. All things rise, fall, and return again in the eternal dance of impermanence. Endings are but beginnings disguised, and losses only gateways to new gains, all woven seamlessly into the great turning of the cosmic wheel. September is not just a procession of days marked by calendars, but a sacred passage where the universe bends closer, offering whispers to those willing to listen. This month carries with it more than passing moments. It carries signs, symbols, and hidden codes, written in the language of numbers. For numbers are not mere digits, but ancient keys, doors that open into chambers of wisdom, prosperity, and alignment with the higher path of the soul. Like mantras, they vibrate with unseen energy, and to recognize them is to step into rhythm with the universe itself. To miss them is to remain asleep to the call of destiny. Nostradamus once warned that destiny reveals itself, not through great thunder, but through signs that many dismiss as ordinary. Baba Vanga, too, reminded seekers that the future speaks quietly, like a breeze stirring the leaves, carrying truths that only the awakened will hear. And so September unfolds, not as another cycle of passing time, but as a month veiled in mystery and opportunity. The cosmic tide is shifting, and the numbers that arise in its current are here to guide, protect, and awaken. They ask you to pause, to breathe, and to look deeper than appearances, for in their vibration lies a map, not of places, but of inner transformation. So as you step into this sacred month, ask yourself with honesty and courage, will you open your eyes to the numbers that call your name? Will you walk forward in awareness, trusting that the universe has written a message for you in its eternal script? Or will you pass by these whispers, never knowing the treasures they held? Number 9, the completion's flame. The number 9 rises in September, like a lantern at the end of a winding path, glowing with the promise of closure, wisdom, and release. In the ancient stream of Buddhist teaching, 9 is not an end in despair, but an end in light, a sacred return to truth, where the circle of experience meets itself and transforms into something higher. Just as autumn gathers the harvest of summer, this number gathers the fruits of your past efforts, reminding you that every action, every choice, every seed of intention has ripened into the moment you now stand within. The completion that 9 carries is not emptiness, but fullness, the fullness that comes from living, from learning, from letting go. September whispers with the essence of this number, urging you to clear away the dust of yesterday. The universe, through the gentle vibration of 9, asks you to surrender the burdens you no longer need, old regrets that cling, fears that weaken, attachments that bind. To cling to the past is to remain blind to the blessing of the present, yet to release with grace is to make space for new beginnings, new truths, new horizons that await. As the Buddha taught, you only lose what you cling to, and so the wisdom of 9 invites you to practice release, not as loss, but as liberation. Baba Vanga often spoke of endings that open doors to unseen destinies, and her words align perfectly with the cosmic call of 9 this month. For just as one chapter must close before the next is written, so too must your life allow space for transformation. Nostradamus also foresaw the power of cycles, the truth that history bends and repeats until awareness breaks the chain. The number 9 mirrors that prophecy, asking you to see beyond endings and into the new light they conceal. When you witness 9, know it is a signal, a celestial message that a doorway is being prepared for you. This flame of completion is not cold. It burns with compassion. For 9 is also the number of universal love, a reminder that your journey is not only for yourself, but for all beings who share the wheel of existence. Compassion becomes your strength, forgiveness your guide, and love your path. When you release, Do not release with bitterness, but with tenderness, for even what you are letting go has served its purpose in your story. It carried you here, to this moment of awakening. So as September unfolds, the number 9 stands before you as both teacher and mirror. It asks you to reflect. What are you holding on to that keeps your hands too full to receive new blessings? Which endings are you resisting that are, in truth, invitations into higher purpose? And most importantly, can you trust the cycle of life enough to let the flame of completion illuminate your way forward? Number 66. The double harmony. As September unfolds, the sacred vibration of 66 emerges like a gentle bell, echoing through the corridors of the soul. In the sacred language of numerology, the number 6 has always carried the essence of love, home, and nurturing care. When it appears doubled, it becomes a divine mirror, amplifying harmony, magnifying compassion, and reminding us that the highest form of abundance is not found in possessions, but in the love we share. This number moves like a prayer, calling us to soften our hearts and to recognize that even in a world of noise and unrest, peace can be cultivated in the soil of kindness. In Buddhist philosophy, compassion is not merely a virtue, but the very foundation of awakening. The Buddha once taught that hatred is never overcome by hatred, but only by love. This is an eternal law. The vibration of 66 embodies this teaching, asking you to live it fully. It whispers that every act of forgiveness, every gentle word, every moment of patience is not wasted, but becomes part of the eternal wheel of merit. In this month, you may find that relationships once strained begin to heal, or that an old wound begins to close, not through force, but through understanding. Prophets and seers have always pointed toward harmony as the refuge in turbulent times. Nostradamus foresaw that only unity of spirit could withstand the storms of fate, and Baba Vanga spoke of moments when humanity's survival would depend on compassion. The number 66 is a reflection of this timeless truth. It is the reminder that where fear divides, love unites, and where doubt wounds, compassion restores. It is an invitation to become a bridge between yourself and others, between shadow and light, between chaos and stillness. Yet the wisdom of 66 is not only about the love you offer outwardly, it is also about the love you must offer inward. So often, we forget to extend compassion to ourselves. We dwell on mistakes, cling to guilt, or hold our hearts hostage to perfection. But 66 calls you back to self-kindness, reminding you that peace begins within. Only when the heart is gentle with itself can it truly radiate harmony to the world. This is not weakness, it is the deepest strength, the flame of wisdom clothed in tenderness. And so as you walk through September, let the number 66 be your guide. When you see it, pause and breathe, for it is a sign that the universe is realigning you with love. Create peace in your home, extend forgiveness where there is distance, and rest in the truth that kindness is the ultimate wealth. Harmony is not given by the world, it is built within and then shared outward, like the fragrance of a flower. So the question arises, can you embrace the call of 66 and allow compassion for yourself and for others to become the foundation of your September? Number 22. The Master Builder. The sacred current of September also unveils the vibration of 22, the Master Builder, the architect of dreams, the number that bridges heaven and earth. Unlike fleeting numbers that whisper in passing, 22 speaks with authority, carrying the weight of destiny upon its shoulders. It is not a number of mere desire, but of manifestation, reminding us that thoughts given form become reality, and vision guided by discipline becomes legacy. In its presence, the unseen is drawn into the seen, and the realm of possibility is grounded into permanence. September's winds, charged with both endings and beginnings, ask you to use this vibration not in haste, but in clarity, shaping carefully the steps of tomorrow. In Buddhist philosophy, the truth is simple yet profound. What we think, we become. Number 22 is the living reflection of this wisdom, urging us to refine our thoughts so they may carve pathways aligned with Dharma. For every stone laid in consciousness eventually constructs the temple of our life. It asks you to pause and observe. Are your thoughts sowing harmony or chaos, building bridges or walls, nurturing compassion or feeding illusion? The master builder does not work in shadows, it labors in the light of awareness, where intention becomes the very mortar of creation. Nostradamus, the seer of destiny, believed that humankind's future is not chained to fate alone, but sculpted by choices. He foresaw times when the strength of visionaries would shape the balance of centuries, and in this month, 22 aligns you with that very power. It is the invitation to dream boldly, not for yourself alone, but for the generations to come. Baba Vanga, too, spoke of builders of destiny, those rare souls entrusted with creating structures of hope amidst collapse. September whispers that you are now one of those entrusted souls. When this number appears before you, it is not coincidence but consecration. The universe is marking you as a creator, asking if you are ready to lay the foundation of something timeless. But creation requires courage, for dreams without action dissolve, and vision without structure collapses. The master builder teaches patience, responsibility, and the discipline to align intention with effort, spirit with matter, vision with endurance. So in this sacred passage, let 22 remind you of your silent strength. Stand firm in your vision, breathe life into your aspirations, and construct not only for yourself, but for the greater good. For every choice you make, every structure you begin, will echo beyond the walls of time. And so I ask you, as the master builder's flame lights your path, will you dare to dream a vision so bold, so pure, that it becomes your offering to eternity? Number 3, the joyful messenger. As September unfolds, hidden among the stars and whispered through the turning winds, the sacred number 3 reveals itself like a radiant jewel of light. This number carries with it the vibration of joy, creativity, and divine expression. It does not arrive with the weight of command or the heaviness of duty, but rather as a cosmic melody, a reminder that life, even in its struggles, was never meant to be endured without laughter, inspiration, and the gentle dance of the spirit. In the language of numerology, 3 represents the childlike spark within us all, the inner messenger of delight that seeks to remind us of the beauty hidden in every moment. It is the playful songbird perched on the tree of life, encouraging us to sing instead of sigh, to express instead of suppress, to share instead of withhold. The Buddha once spoke with clarity. Happiness comes when your work and words are of benefit to yourself and others. Number 3 is the living symbol of this teaching, for it is the number of words spoken with love, of creativity used to heal, and of happiness born not from possession, but from freedom of spirit. It whispers that joy is not something to chase in distant futures, nor something buried in material treasures, but a vibration you can choose in this very breath. When the number 3 appears to you this month, it is a reminder to return to simplicity, to remember that laughter is medicine, and that your voice, whether in poetry, song, or simple kindness, has the power to heal both yourself and the world. Nostradamus, in his mysterious prophecies, often hinted that humanity's salvation would not come through conquest or control, but through vision, imagination, and unity born of shared expression. Baba Vanga too foresaw times when despair would cover the earth, yet she insisted that joy, laughter, and faith would always pierce the darkness, like stars scattered across the midnight sky. The number 3 echoes these visions now, calling you not to underestimate the light-hearted, for joy is not weakness, but resilience. It is the soul's refusal to be crushed under the weight of sorrow. In September, the energy of 3 may arrive in unexpected ways. A conversation that uplifts your spirit, a creative idea that suddenly sparks, or a moment of laughter that breaks through tension. These are not accidents, but cosmic gifts, subtle reminders that joy is as sacred as prayer, and that creation itself is the universe laughing into form. Just as a flower blooms without asking permission, so too does number 3 encourage you to express yourself without fear of judgment, to create, to inspire, to paint the canvas of your life in colors brighter than hesitation. Yet joy is also a responsibility, for it is not meant to be kept to oneself. In Buddhist thought, happiness is not complete until it ripples outward, touching others as compassion and kindness. The number 3 then asks not only that you embrace lightness, but that you become a messenger of it, to bring laughter to a weary heart, to speak encouragement into silence, to share a story that awakens hope. These are sacred acts. This month, number 3 calls you to see yourself as a vessel of inspiration, a torchbearer of joy in a world often veiled in shadows. So when the number 3 enters your path this September, pause and listen. It is not just a digit, it is a song, a reminder, and a prophecy. The universe is asking you to embrace joy, not as a fleeting feeling, but as a way of life. Will you allow your voice to rise in truth? Will you share laughter where there is heaviness? Will you spread joy like sunlight, letting it pour from your soul into the world around you? Number 5, the winds of freedom. The sacred number 5 enters September like a gust of untamed wind, carrying with it the essence of movement, change, and liberation. In the ancient art of numerology, 5 has always been the number of the traveler, the seeker, the restless spirit, who refuses to be confined by walls or limitations. It is the call of the horizon, the whisper of the unknown, reminding us that the soul was never designed to stand still, but to flow like the river, endlessly moving toward new landscapes. In this season, 5 appears as a messenger that transformation is near, and that the path ahead demands not fear, but trust in the journey itself. Buddhist philosophy reminds us of impermanence, the eternal truth that all things arise and pass away, never fixed, never final. Just as the lotus blooms only to return to the water, so too must we embrace the cycle of change that 5 represents. Seers of the past also recognize the spirit of 5 as a harbinger of destiny. Nostradamus wrote of winds that could bend the course of nations, shifting entire timelines with a single current. Baba Vanga often spoke of change as the divine hand moving through human lives, clearing paths we would never have chosen on our own. When 5 arrives, it is never random, it is the cosmic signal that life is in motion, that doors once sealed are now creaking open, and that you are being invited to walk a road you may not yet fully understand, but are destined to explore. The energy of 5 is not only about external shifts, but also the internal liberation of the spirit. It calls you to break free from the invisible prisons you have built within your mind, the fears, the doubts, the attachments that bind you. Just as the bird must leap from the nest to discover its wings, so too must the soul step into uncertainty to realize its true strength. In this way, 5 is not only about freedom in the world around you, but about freedom within yourself, a freedom that is deeper than circumstance and brighter than fear. So as you walk through this month, ask yourself with honesty and courage, when the winds of freedom knock at my door, will I resist and cling to what is fading? Or will I rise, open the gate, and let them carry me toward the life I was always meant to live? Bonus number 44, the pillar of strength. As September unfolds its hidden layers, one number rises from the shadows with the quiet majesty of divine guardianship, the master number 44, known to seers and sages as the pillar of strength. Unlike fleeting signs that pass like whispers in the wind, 44 stands immovable, like an ancient tree whose roots dive deep into the unseen earth, while its branches stretch toward the heavens. It is a rare number, carrying within it the weight of endurance, the gift of stability, and the sacred responsibility of protecting what has been built. While the master number 22 is often called the architect of dreams, it is 44 that ensures those dreams do not crumble, becoming the eternal sentinel of divine order. In the ancient teachings of the Buddha, true strength is never about conquest or control, but about the steadfast heart that remains calm amidst storms. Strength is compassion, unshaken by cruelty, patience unbroken by delay, and clarity untouched by confusion. The number 44 embodies this very lesson, reminding us that resilience is not found in loud displays of force, but in the quiet endurance of a spirit that refuses to collapse under the weight of trials. To carry the vibration of 44 is to become a guardian, not only for oneself, but for the world around, offering refuge like a lamp that does not extinguish in the wind. Nostradamus once wrote cryptic lines about pillars that would uphold the world through turmoil, visions that spoke of structures and souls destined to remain unbroken when others faltered. In the same way, 44 descends upon September as a shield of cosmic assurance, whispering that even as endings, changes and uncertainties swirl, there is a force holding everything together with divine precision. Baba Vanga too foretold that in times of turbulence, humanity would find strength not in destruction, but in those rare souls who stood like immovable mountains, carrying the weight of others upon their shoulders. These are the echoes of 44, the energy of guardianship, protection, and unwavering endurance. When the vibration of 44 enters your life this month, it is no coincidence. It arrives as a sacred message from the universe, asking you to anchor yourself in inner stability and to extend that strength outward. September's journey may test your patience, your faith, and your endurance. Yet 44 reminds you that within your heart lies a pillar that cannot be broken, a light that cannot be extinguished. So ask yourself now, when life calls you to be the pillar, will you rise in steadfastness and hold your ground, not just for yourself, but as a light for others seeking refuge in the storm?